Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. It is Friday, September 5th, 2014, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Here's what's coming up tonight.
Tonight, NATO sends troops to Ukraine. Then, a top CIA officer talks Benghazi stand down. And a man crosses the border with a flag of a terrorist. That's next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
That if, God forbid, Al-Qaeda blows up some college or some school or some military base, we're going to make sure that everybody knows you're behind it opening up those borders.
Well, NATO has approved troops on the Russian border. This comes at a time when both sides involved in a conflict have agreed to a ceasefire. NATO leaders have approved a rapid response force with headquarters in Eastern Europe that they say will send a clear message to any potential aggressor. Poland, Romania, and the Baltic states have offered to host a so-called reception facility for deployment of military equipment. And British Prime Minister David Cameron vowed to deploy 3,500 troops for Operation Spearhead to deal with challenges in Europe, none of which appear to be ISIS, which is kind of odd since they just declared UK a hotbed for jihadism. But while NATO is strategizing, Russia has come up with some military tactics of their own. A Russian general has called for Russia to revamp its military doctrine. It was last updated in 2010. He wants to clearly identify the U.S. and its NATO allies as Moscow's enemy number one. Now, that in itself isn't disturbing, but things get very problematic when the general demands that Russia spell out the conditions under which the country would launch a preemptive nuclear strike against the 28-member military alliance. Now, the 2010 doctrine defines NATO expansion as a threat to Russian national security and reaffirms its right to use nuclear weapons in a defensive posture. But it stops far short of actually declaring NATO as Moscow's primary adversary, and it doesn't actually lay a preemptive nuclear strike scenario out on the table. So now he's saying, when is it okay to launch nukes? The general added that a special attention should also be paid to integrating the functions of the newly created air and space defense forces with Russia's land, sea, and air-based nuclear forces. So while Russia is gearing itself up for preemptive nuclear strikes, NATO and the West, they are surrounding the country with troops and applying more economic sanctions. So just one way to poke the nuclear bear.
This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage. For your home kitchen, purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.